Reclaiming confidence on two wheels after 6 long years away, I finally returned to the Sepang International Circuit, a place that once felt like home, now transformed into a test bed for recovery, reconnection, and rediscovery. With my right shoulder still recovering from surgery and a notoriously raw machine, the 2008 KTM RC8 1190, waiting for me in the paddock, I knew this trip would be more than just another track day. I had originally considered riding the 400-kilometer journey from Singapore to Sepang, but knowing how unforgiving the RC8 could be, no abs, no traction control, all muscle and torque, I made the practical choice. My wife dropped me off at Changi Airport at 6:15 a.m., and by 9 a.m., I had landed at Clear Terminal 2. A comforting breakfast of chicken rice settled the nerves, and soon after, a pre-arranged chauffeur took me straight to the circuit. Stepping into the paddock stirred a mix of nostalgia and nerves, but almost instantly, I started running into familiar faces, old track buddies and friends I hadn't seen in years. Most of us were starting to look a little grayer, a little slower off the bike perhaps, but the shared energy was still there. It was heartening to see that after all these years, we were still fit and fired up enough to take on the 3.5 kilometers of Sepang at speed. Day 1 kicked off with 3 sessions. I took it easy at first, treating the opening laps as a reintroduction, not just to the bike, but to my own body. The first sighting lap felt cautious but familiar. The RC8, with its unfiltered mechanical brutality, kept me sharp. As always, passing turns 11 and 12 gave me pause. I said a silent prayer for Marco Simoncelli, the charismatic and fearless MotoGP rider, who tragically lost his life there. It's become a quiet ritual for me, honoring the spirit of a rider who inspired so many of us. Yet by the second session, things started to click. I'd been practicing no-brake riding techniques and quick turn drills prior to the trip, and they began to pay off. By the final session, I wasn't just surviving, I was enjoying myself again. That evening, I checked into a humble budget hotel in Nilai. After cleaning up, I joined Roy, who had arrived with his crew for dinner. They'd discovered a great Chinese restaurant nearby. The food was excellent, and the laughter came easily. There was a warmth in the company, a mutual respect for what we were all there to do. After the meal, the fatigue set in hard. My old bones were definitely feeling the strain, and I turned in early, knowing rest would be my best ally for the next day. Day 2 was inspiring. I woke up feeling refreshed, and more importantly, confident. With a full day of riding behind me and the rust mostly shaken off, I felt ready to push a little harder, not recklessly, but purposefully. I refined my lines, committed more at turn-in, and trusted my throttle hand just that little bit more. Top speed of the day wasn't blistering, 180 km per hour, but it was more than enough. After all, that's still twice the speed limit back home in Singapore. More importantly, the joy was back. The RC8 roared beneath me like an old friend daring me to ride with heart, and I did. Second day came to a close and the paddock began to quiet. I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. This trip had never been about lap times or proving anything to others. It was about reclaiming a part of myself that had gone quiet, about feeling alive, whole, and back in control. The shoulder held up. The spirit, it turns out, was never broken, just waiting to ride again. Sepang will always be sacred ground to me, and now, it holds another story, not of peak performance, but of resilience, brotherhood, and the enduring thrill of the ride.